As soon as we step out, we see Shuichi and Aki by the gate. While Aki is sitting calmly and using his phone, Shuichi is pacing impatiently. Finally, I was starting to think you'd never show up. I was about to head inside and see what was taking so long. That's not necessary.
Shuichi, don't be like that. Aniki's fur takes a long time to dry, especially if all he has is a towel.
Yeah, and Keisuke and I had to share a towel. Wasn't even dry by the time I got to use it. Still, the sun is almost setting. I can't afford to get home that late. Sorry. Oh man, thank God I kept my impulses in check. That would have been so awkward if Shuichi had walked in on us. After this, I kind of feel like I need to head to a shrine and offer a little prayer and thanks for escaping that particular wreck.
Where should we go? I'd rather not go anywhere that might take too long.
I kind of want to have some udon. If you don't mind a bit of a trip, the old shopping district has a noodle stand that makes a great broth. Ramen, udon, somen. It's all pretty good there. Sounds good to me. After working that hard, I think some cold somen would be heaven. Ooh, that does sound great. You seem very enthused about that.
I'm on board, though I'd rather get some udon.
We can decide what we're going to get when we get there. Although I hope you're okay with taking the train, Ushihara.
Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. You usually get chauffeured everywhere, right? I wasn't sure if you'd had much experience taking the train.
I've done it a few times.
I'm not that sheltered. A few times. You say that as if it's supposed to be impressive.
Just shut up and lead the way.
Here we are, in his secret shopping district place. After a somewhat long trip, especially on an empty stomach, we finally turn a corner and arrive at a old shopping district, with its streets lit up by a myriad of different lamps and lanterns. It's quite noticeable that we're in the old part of town simply by looking at the surrounding architecture. If anything, I'm shocked that this place has held up as long as it had. I thought I knew most of the city by now, but I don't remember ever seeing a place like this. Whoa, it's like stepping on a portal to the past. It's just a shopping district. What are you talking about? Come on, you don't see places like this everywhere anymore.
That is true. I've never been to a place quite like this before. It reminds me of something I've seen in old, worn-out pictures.
That is to be expected from you, though. You're Mr. Sheltered.
Care to run that by me again?
Easy there, you two. Let's not get on each other's throats. We're here to have a good time. Are we? I don't know about you, but I'm here to eat.
Seconded.
Come on, Aki. A little bit more help here would be appreciated.
Why are you looking to me for help? I'm a kid.
Doesn't give you an excuse to be a little shitbag. Seriously. Christ, I don't like you. Oh, so now you're a kid.
I've always been a kid.
Funny how you're only a kid when it suits you, huh? And every other time you're, oh, I'm basically an adult. Shut up. I'll remember this.
Benjamin will remember this.
Benjamin, you're arguing with a 12-year-old and losing. He just thinks he's so smart.
Nuh-uh. I never said anything like that.
The point isn't whether you're winning or losing, you twit. The point is, why are you arguing with a 12-year-old? Okay, now this needs to just stop. See, Keisuke, you've fallen for his wily little scheme? I'm gonna just be wily little scheme too. He pretends to be all sweet and innocent and childlike, but when you least expect it, he strikes. He's evil, Keisuke. Evil! Wake up!
Why are you looking at me like that?
Me? Me? No reason. I think Benjamin's starting to lose the plot.
Uh-oh.
Would you guys stop mocking me? We're not doing anything. Aki and Shuichi fist bump each other, and shut the fuck up, guys. Would you see? This is one of those not charming at all fucking moments where I really am just like, I don't enjoy these fucking moments in this game. It's just like, and it's not just this game either. It's depictions of friend groups where it's just dogpiling, and I don't mean that as a pun because it's the two canine members of the group, you know, but seriously, like, this is not charming, it's not fun, it's not enjoyable even. It's just unpleasant. Anyway, they fist bump each other in a not at all obvious fashion, not even a little bit totally inconspicuous. Wow, cool. They're so funny and so cool, they both can go fuck themselves right now. All I can do is stare at them disapprovingly while Keisuke looks at me in sighs and exasperation. Either way, let's not stand around too long. Not only are we blocking the flow of traffic, but I'm not getting any less hungry. Yeah, can we go and do the thing we're supposed to do? This should not be a whole detour. Just go to a fucking place and eat. Woo. Fair. This is a somewhat cramped street. Yeah, it's an old place. Cramped street. To the noodle stand. Follow me, citizens. When the hell did you become the eccentric person? Yeah, it's whoever's eccentric is whenever the hell they want to be eccentric. Shuichi puffs his chest, making a whole show of posturing and pointing forward while calling for us to follow him in a silly voice. Because he does that. All the time. Except he doesn't. For someone so usually so concerned about others' opinions of him, he sure does seem to drop his guard at the weirdest times. Not that any of the people around us seem to notice. Maybe they're used to weirdos by now. That doesn't sound too great for them. Either way, we make our way through the brightly lit street and the small crowd that is formed in it. On our way, I notice lots of stalls set up, or stores with their windows open and selling directly to passersby through them. In them, I see all kinds of goods that I'd come to associate with either convenience stores or bougie little sweet shops. Those. I could try to pronounce some of those, but I think it would just be best for all of us if you just read them and I move on. It's like walking through a miniature festival, and all the delicious smells are definitely not good for my stomach right now. Jeez, this place really smells amazing when you're hungry. I think it smells amazing all the time. You just happen to be hungry. What is the fucking point of saying that? That's a useless line. It's just being contrarian for no reason. Is the stand you mentioned far. That's what that means. Is the stand you mentioned far, because it's right over there. Okay. It's right over there. Shuichi points to a dainty little cart parked on the street in the middle of a row of other similarly sized food carts. The only thing that really makes it stand out is the big portly black bear standing behind it, who seems to easily be half of the size of his cart. Shuichi says a quick word of greeting, grabbing the bear's attention, to which he promptly smiles widely. "Ah, Radikun, good evening! It's been a while!" It really has. School's been pretty crazy lately. I haven't had much time to myself. No kidding. I was starting to think something had happened to you. Damn, how frequent of a customer are you? Shuichi scratches his chin, mumbling to himself for a few seconds before answer. I don't know. It really depends. When I'm free, I think I come around 2 or 3 times a week, but it's not uncommon for me to not show up for a few weeks at a time either. The bear laughs, nodding along to Shuichi's words. Radikun is certainly a big help during the slow months. It might only be a handful of times a month, but it does end up making a difference. I'm glad to help. Well, the guy sure does seem nice enough. Are we gonna get food poisoning again, like we did on the other route? His cart seems to be a bit old, the lettering on the tarp is a bit faded, and the wood is chipped in places, but it looks completely spotless. I'm not gonna lie, it smells amazing too. So can we get on with it? I'm suddenly very hungry and can't wait to eat whatever is put in front of me.
So, you boys just passing by, or you here to eat?
I brought them here specifically because of you, Hanazono-san. Sorry.
Oh, really? I'm flattered. What do you kids want to eat?
We could quickly check to see what all we want. Keisuke and I both stick to our initial idea of ordering somen with the most basic broth they have here. I know it's usually accepted that athletes eat a lot after a workout, but I'm so hot and tired that I just want something fresh and easy to digest. Shuichi ends up ordering udon, and Aki also following suit. After we pick our toppings, our order is complete in record time. A fact that all three of these jerks make sure to tease me about. What? Oh, because the order's slow? Ooh, I'm hungry, okay? I don't have time. I don't have the energy to agonize over a bunch of choices. I just want the easiest thing to eat. In just a couple of minutes, our food is ready and served in front of us. The stall is a bit cramped for the four of us to sit together, so we end up counting our blessings that he only had a couple of stragglers as customers when we arrived. Still, despite its simplicity, the food is absolutely delicious. Me and Keisuke are the first to be served due to how easy to prepare our dishes are. By the time Shuichi starts talking, I realize I've already wolfed down half of my food. I really need to pace myself here. By the way, are you still staying at Benjamin's place, Urushihara?
Oh, yes. Though we've already talked about me going back home. You have? That's news to me. Well, to summarize, I checked in with Benjamin very briefly while you two were waiting for us at the school gates. I'd already decided to head back home once we get back from the tournament next week. Ah, I see. That makes sense. No real point in going back home just to get on the road and spend days in a hotel right after. My point exactly. I was just starting to get used to having you around, Keisuke-san. I'll miss having someone I can talk to about tennis with.
Excuse me? I'm right here, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's just not the same.
Oh, come on.
It's okay. I can give you my phone number so we can message about it if you want. That would be nice.
I feel completely ignored here.
There.
Shuichi reaches around Aki and gives me a few quick pats on the back that do nothing but to ease the annoyance I'm feeling right now.
Getting back to the subject at hand, though, I really feel like I've been away from the estate long enough. While I would certainly like nothing more to go away and not return, I know that the longer I stay away, the worse my problems will get. If I don't deal with this soon, I'll just be making things more complicated for me down the line. Yeah, that's a fair point. I can't pretend to know what's going on with you and your family, but I have some idea of how those relationships can be a pain to manage at times. You do? I just try not to focus on it too much. I keep busy and do my work, and that's usually enough to keep me from getting in any trouble.
He's like the poster boy of ignoring a relationship problem until it becomes a huge enough problem that he can't solve it. That's like his biggest thing. He does it with every person in his life. He has no right to talk about it like he knows the problem. Like, he does it with literally every person. Literally every person.
Usually, huh?
Keisuke mumbles to himself, a complicated look flashing across his face that I can't seem to decipher. For what it's worth, I hope things settle down for you.
Thank you, Arana.
Part of me wants to chime into the conversation, but I don't trust my ability to talk about it without revealing something that I shouldn't, so I settle on using my food as an excuse to stay silent. I know Keisuke values his privacy quite a bit, so I'd rather not do anything to mess with it. By the time we all finish eating, it hits me that we've been out of the house for almost 10 hours. The sun had already set by the time we get to the shopping district, but now the moon is really fully out. I really wasn't expecting to be out for this long when Keisuke first said he wanted to practice a little bit. Or, wait, did he actually even say that? I'm struggling to remember his exact words. I really have to start paying a little more attention to what people say around me. A few hours later, well, that's a fucking transition. We eventually left the shopping district and took the train back to our station, walking halfway together before wishing Shuichi goodnight and splitting up. By the time we finally get home, my body feels as heavy as lead. The very idea of getting up tomorrow morning is horrifying to me, but I still manage to check if Mom is home, put our clothes through a wash and dry cycle, and trudge my way upstairs to my room. As soon as the door closes behind me, I waste no time chucking away my clothes and falling face first onto the soft, comfy bed. I lift my head from my mattress and my eyes immediately shifting to my chair, where I'd grown used to seeing Keisuke sitting randomly throughout the day. That's so funny. Everything? You threw yourself onto the bed and then groaned heaven like some kind of bed-starved zombie. Is that even a thing? Not sure, but it was the only description I could think of. Aren't you tired? I thought for sure you'd be in bed by now. Of course I am. That doesn't give me a free pass to neglect my homework. Homework. My voice comes out with a tad more disgust than I intended on using, but by then it's too late to take it back anyway. Keisuke eyes me silently for what feels like an eternity, probably waiting for me to do or say something. I already know what it is he's thinking. As soon as he said that stupid, cursed word, it planted itself into my mind, and now I can't pretend like I don't remember it. Fine, I'll do mine before I go to bed, too. I knew you would. You know, you don't know me that well. Don't go getting us all smug just because you've been anticipating me somewhat accurately the past few days. I would never. Despite his denial, I could see the hint of a smile showing itself on the edges of Keisuke's mouth. Deciding to ignore it, I grab a second chair, grab my school bag, and quickly get to work on finishing my homework. I'm not going for diligence here. In and out. I want to go to bed. Though it is really hard to not say anything in the middle of this awkward silence, punctuated only by the sound of pencil writing on paper. You don't have to leave if you don't want to. Just throwing that out there. I know. I really feel like I should, though. I've been here long enough. So long as you know you don't have to, that's fine. I just don't want you to leave because you feel awkward or anything of the sort. It's alright. I appreciate you checking in with me about it. I know I dropped the news on you at a very awkward time. No kidding. Couldn't you have picked your timing a little better? My mind went there on its own. It can't be helped. Yeah, but your mouth could have been fucking helped. Like, Jesus. I'm sure it could be with a little bit of effort, but I don't want to make Keisuke feel bad about it, so I'll bite my tongue for the moment. And just to make sure, everything is okay between us, right? Strange question. Why wouldn't it be? Like I said, just making sure. Yes, things are fine between us. You worry too much. Your bodyguard seems to want to bash my face in. I wasn't exactly great to you last week, and your family is being a huge pain. Can you understand why a guy might get a tad paranoid? I suppose so. I'll give you a pass this time. That's so. Well, aren't you kind? We fell back into silence, continuing to work on our homework without pause. I can't tell whether we're both super diligent or if we're having a whole conversation without taking our eyes off of our notebooks, or if we're just feeling too awkward to look each other in the eye while we're talking about it. For sure, thinking about the circumstances behind that conversation earlier today is challenging. I really don't want to get a boner right now, so I better stop remembering. Oh, and just so you know, Benjamin, he's gonna fucking bring it up somehow on the exact moment that we're thinking about it. Your twitches at the sound of my name being called. Yeah? I love you. God, the heart thumping. Feeling like electricity runs through my body, making every last strand of fur on my body stand at attention. Yet, despite my body tensing up so suddenly, I say the first words that come to mind before I realize it. Love you too. Gah! What did I just say? Crap times 6. Well, crap times 3, because that'd be... Crap times 3 would be 6 craps, which is on the screen there. My heart is beating so fast it feels like it's gonna burst. As the weight of what I've said fully catches up to me, I completely lose it. I can't deal with this anymore, not today. I grab my notebook and lean forward on my desk, hiding my now completely red face under it. Without seeing him, I can hear the hair chuckling under his breath. Stupid, sneaky, long ears. He caught me off guard on purpose so I'd respond on reflex. Though it feels like an eternity of me whimpering while trying and failing to regain my composure, I finally decide to fully check out, leaving my half-finished notebook atop my desk and climbing into the bed, hiding myself under the covers. In that position, filled with embarrassment, I eventually conk out for the night.